Hi, everybody. I have not filmed in so long, and I'm literally filming this right before it's supposed to come out, which kind of stresses me out because it puts more pressure on me to make it a good one, kinda. I don't know. Guys, not doing good. That's why I look so rough. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, me and my boyfriend broke up yesterday, so love that for us. Yeah, I sound like a basic white bitch. Love that for us. Okay, anyways, so excuse my mood and my freaking face because this is gonna be rough. Let's get into it. Welcome back, Caffeine and Confessions. Shh. This episode is going to be a part 2 to the Mormonism that I talked about last episode, or was it the one before that? So if you're not interested in hearing anything to do with this, I would just skip this episode. It's not for you, but this is just kind of more informative than my last one. My last one, I was definitely more opinionated about it, but I definitely want to just give you guys a rundown of some more things that they do in this religion and basically just yeah, like I do have my own opinion, right? But I feel like you guys have gotten a gist of what I think about it and everything. But before I get into this, I wanted to say, like, no hate towards LDS Mormons. I have so many friends, and maybe I didn't make this clear. I have so many friends. I have most of my family still in the religion, so I don't want to be like this is super terrible for people because it's not. Honestly, any organized church, whatever, it is not the best, but there are really good things about it, like the morals and how people grow up in it. And it's most of the people that are in the LDS church are the nicest people you ever meet because basically they're just so sheltered. It's the best way to put it, is just they have not seen the world like the rest of everyone has, and for good reason, because I feel like it makes them more innocent, it makes them more wholesome, and honestly, they are, I don't want to say that they're happier than the average, but I feel like they're definitely happy. Like, most of them are happy. And if the audio is bad, once again, I'm working on getting more supplies, more tech. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I am really struggling. I might need to start a GoFundMe, but if the audio is bad, it's because it's raining outside. So random. I wish I filmed this yesterday because it was not raining yesterday, but I just didn't have the motivation because, I had like a 5-hour conversation on the phone with my boyfriend before we broke up. So that took up my whole day. Enough about that. We're saving that for another episode. So, welcome back. Here we are. Let's run it down. Let's go right in the first thing. Baptisms for the dead. Now, everyone's like, what the freak? What even is that? What does that mean? What even is that? Oh, hello, little Mike. Let's move you out of the picture. So, basically, you baptize someone that's already passed away that wasn't able to have the chance to get baptized in their first life, or whatever you want to call this life that you're living right now. So, basically, Mormons believe that baptism is essential for salvation, and you will be saved if you get baptized. I know, kind of a delusional way of thinking, but it's okay. Everyone has their own thinking, ways of thinking, religion, whatnot. So basically, you go into the temple. You have to be baptized to be able to go in the temple, first of all. They make you dress in these clothes. You normally go with girls. The girls have a locker room, and then the guys will have a locker room. I did this with my young women's. And then you all meet in the same building, and it's like this giant tub, basically. Hot tub? No, it's not. It's not hot. It's like warm. It's not hot. It's not cold. It's just warm. And there are like these oxes that I can't remember what they symbolize, but they're basically holding up this huge tub. And everything's made out of stone. Oh my gosh, did you guys hear that? That was my stomach, sorry. I'm so hungry. Ugh. They're holding up this tub, and you get in this tub with a guy that holds the priesthood, or I don't know how to explain this very well, but basically they only have the power to do it. Interesting. Only males have this power. So strange. Anyways, they basically say this whole thing, and then they're like, I baptize you for this person, yada yada, and then they'll dunk you under the water and you get out and you baptized whoever was in heaven. So strange now that I think about it, but whatever. I did it multiple times. It's just what happened. Whatever. Oh, our lights went out. Hello. Okay. Got a little dark in here. So yeah, so also there are different levels of heaven. There's the celestial, terrestrial, and telestial. Telestial. If you don't get accepted and live by the gospel, basically you'll just be in this spirit world that isn't any of these three heavens. And until you prove yourself in the spirit world or whatever you needed to do to be able to get into the whatever heaven, right? Whether it be baptized or like repent for your sins, I don't know. But you're in this spirit world while there you get judged to go into whatever rank. And I don't want to say this wrong, but I'm pretty sure celestial is the highest heaven. That's like what everyone strives for. So back to getting baptized for the dead, you have to be baptized to get into the highest level of heaven. I don't know if I said that already. I don't think I said that. But you have to be baptized to be able to get to there. So people that are still living on this earth feel bad for the people that didn't get the chance to get baptized and are in the spirit world, because they're not able to go to the highest level of heaven because they didn't get baptized. So that's what the baptisms for the dead are. So okay. There's so much, guys. There's so much to go over. Okay, so basically this is why the Book of Mormon is false, in my opinion. This is our whole new topic. So I'm going to go over more things that aren't so controversial, but this is the main reason. In the Book of Mormon, they have a lot of historical inaccuracies that science have proven to be wrong, basically. And I will forever go over the scientific facts over whatever faith we're using to believe other stuff, right? There's a point to where when there's something proven that it's not true, why are we still believing it, right? So it's just there are claims that are like inconsistent with the archaeological holy shit. Get back to that word. Archaeological evidence. Holy, okay. This is embarrassing. I might not post this part. I'll do it. Whatever. Just because I literally wrote down the word and I can't pronounce it. So there's like references. Holy, like horses, steel, and like other items that are known not to be existent in America at the time, like described of like that the book was written. Like, oh my, I don't know if that even makes sense, guys. Basically, there are all these things that are said in the Book of Mormon at this time period that weren't even existing in that time period. Like, they haven't even been proven to be existent in however long ago it was. I wish I could give you guys a date, but I just didn't do my research. So there are also like a ton of civilizations and events in the Americas. Like in the book, they describe all these civilizations, all these people, and all these things that happened, but there's no evidence to support any of it. Like, all the specific people and events that were described in the Book of Mormon, there's no proof that ever happened. There's no science behind it. There's nothing that... And the thing is it's not just like, oh, we can't find any evidence of it. It's also like, we have found so much evidence from that... Not evidence. So much... facts? I don't know. different things like from that era, like that we would know if stuff like this happened, because there's so many other things that happened in that era that we have, like, we have the technology to go back and look at all these different things and dig up stuff, right? Archaeologists are, okay, that's the word, guys, that I was missing. Not archaeologists, but like, you know what I'm talking about. They have enough tools and stuff. We have the technology to go and look at all these things, and we know what happened during that time period, and nothing in the Book of Mormon that is said has actually been proven. So people think it's fiction and not an ancient record, you know. So a lot of contention is from Joseph Smith, though. He is so controversial, and I cannot stand this man's, because the whole religion is built behind this guy that was basically, okay, this is my opinion again, that was basically fraud and just your average white powerful male that wants to rule the world, basically be a god. Kanye West. Compare the two. Gosh, that's a whole nother story, guys. I can't believe I said I supported this guy. I keep reading his shit. I'm like, this guy's god complex is like to the max right now. I can't. Sorry I ever said that. I take back what I said. I probably lost so many people listening because of that, but it's fine. It's fine. But anyways, where did I even go from that? He practiced polygamy, like I talked about in the last episode, which is basically marrying multiple women, and some that are actually already married to like other guys or were very young. Like, morally, it's so wrong. There are 14-year-old girls getting married to 40-year-old guys. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, God didn't tell you to do that. I'm sorry, he just didn't. He kept it a secret is the thing. That's the big thing. He kept the polygamy a whole secret for the longest time. So, okay. We don't automatically, do you like this man? I don't. I'm actually his number one biggest hater. Imagine I get to heaven and then they're like, bro, like that was all true and you're banished to hell. Well, that would never happen because it's not true. Moving on. Okay. Enough of Joseph Smith. We're on to the prophets. Prophets are... So we have one prophet, right? The rest are the apostles. The prophet is said to get direct messages from God. He is the only person that can talk to God directly. And General Conference is where he shares everything that he's learned from him directly from God and tells all the wards, all the churches in the LDS religion. And this happens, I think it's once a month. I don't know if they changed it, but I remember it being once a month we'd have General Conference. There's 12 apostles under the prophet, and then once the prophet dies, one of the apostles that have been there the longest will be the new prophet. And what did I want to say with this? Shit. Just, yeah. You guys, like, hear, like, how crazy this is? Like, if you're Mormon, I'm sorry, but, like, okay, I totally said that this was going to be more informational, not my opinion, but how can I not state my opinion when these things are just, like, wow. Like, God chooses only to have contact with this one person, and everyone else has to listen to him. And also, mind you, this one person, his life is set. His family's life is set. He gets paid for his living is paid for. This is his full-time job, is talking to God, basically. I'm sorry, does that not sound weird to the LDS that are listening? I'm sorry. I'm just like, no hate. I love you peoples, but what the fuck? Okay. I think that's all I kind of had to add on to that, because I wanted to give some deeper insight to what goes on. And I know things are going to pop up in my head, and I'm going to probably make a part 3. But that's it for the whole Mormonism part 2. Let's move on. Time to get into deep convo. I know you guys love my deep convo. Probably not. It's really boring sometimes, but sometimes it's good insight. Like I always say, you cannot depend on anyone. You can't. If you're dependent on anything or anyone, your life will freaking suck, basically. And you'll have so many highs, and lows. That's the problem. Like, you'll never be happy with just being you, being alone, if you're depending on someone. And I know I've had another episode talking about this, but I can't stress it enough, and I need to talk about it again, because it's just, like, it needs to be said more often. Needs to be said for all the anxious attachment girlies, anxious attachment guys, which is very rare to come across, but I know some of you guys are out there. But the girlies, like, listen, dude, focus on yourself, focus on your own life, focus on your goals, and things will fall into place. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Things will naturally go the way that they're supposed to if you're working towards your own goals. And especially, this isn't just like relationship advice, this is especially friend advice. If you have a best friend and they just decide one day that they're not your best friend anymore, you literally cannot, like, be sad about that. I'm sorry. Okay, yes, you can, because you guys are probably sad about that. But listen, like, you should never have gotten to the point where, okay, but that's not how everyone is. Like, everyone's going to be different and sensitive and towards different things. I'm just saying, like, it should not take you too long to get over whatever just left you, because you were so focused on yourself anyways. Because there are times where you're going to hang out with a person for an entire week, every single day, and then all of a sudden, you ask them to hang out the next day, or you ask them to hang out the next week or something, and it's been a few days, and they're going to say, no, I have this, this, and this, and this, and this. And you didn't realize, but you became dependent on them that week, because you were like, oh, like, I have all this thing stressing me out. Like, this is what I need right now. I need to hang out with someone, like, to make me feel better. No, find other things besides people to make you feel better. Whether it be, I mean, obviously, you'll always have your family. Family is the biggest one. You can always depend on your family unless your family life's corrupt or whatever. But besides that, if it is, find something else. Find something that brings you the same amount of joy as another person could. And because those things won't leave you. Like, it's not possible. I mean, it depends on what you're choosing. But, like, say it's going on a run. And you can do that every day for your fun. Well, most people don't think that's fun, but, like, you know what I mean. Find something like that that's gonna motivate you, and, like, you enjoy, and you're working towards something. So, what am I saying anymore? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so that stuff won't leave you. That's there to stay. You can do that whenever. So, I don't know. I think people put too much dependence on other people these days, and it's like, sometimes that's not your full purpose. I mean, honestly, like, relationships is, like, what makes life, right? Having people around you is what makes your life and makes you happy. But, like, I'm just saying, don't depend on one. Don't depend on however many. Just, they should be adding to your life. I've said this so much. You guys are probably so annoyed. They should be adding. They shouldn't be, if they were gone, making you depressed, right? They just should add to your life. Like, obviously, it's going to suck for a little bit when they're gone, like, if you are super attached to them, but, like, we're going to skip. I was on this topic too freaking long. Updates on my goals. I wanted to update you guys. I have not started Japanese. Sorry. I promised I would, and I literally have not found the time to. Also with this breakup, it's just been like, okay, now I'm really gonna have to, like, lock in, because it's been already hard to, like, yesterday couldn't do any homework. Today I'm really, like, trying to do my homework, but, like, I just want to bed rot. Like, I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to lay in bed and just not come out. And low-key, I wanted to die yesterday. So, like, sometimes that's just gonna happen. You're not gonna be able to do those goals for a minute, but I'm saying, like, it's not gonna happen this year. I know when I get motivated again, I will start it up. But I have promised myself to stay consistent with guitar this year, because I haven't played in, like, 4 years. And I really, 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 really want to get better at it. So, like, the last 3 weeks I've been playing and I've been practicing my songs, and oh my gosh, already the difference is insane. Like, I'm just excited to learn like hard songs that I never really forced myself to play like in the past. Like I kind of was just like choosing songs that like I really liked but like were pretty easy, and I choose the easiest way to play them, right? But I'm challenging myself with guitar this year, so that's another goal I set. We're gonna go over time today. 2 of my friends just got out of relationships as myself. I just realized. Hello? Moment of silence. Rip. Okay. I'm not gonna start crying, guys. I'm not that weak. I am that weak, just not on camera. So I thought this next topic was pretty fitting for the whole situation that's going down. Not saying this relates to me, but it definitely relates to my friends. Definitely. Like, to the max relates to them. So I don't think they'll watch this, but if they do, I'll actually tell them to watch this because this is good insight. Or I could just talk to them. You know, either way. Toxic traits. And, oh my gosh, guys. I was waiting for my stomach to rumble again. I feel like you might be able to hear it when I play this back, but like, we'll see. Anyways, toxic traits and then toxic controversies. Controversies. So we're going to start with toxic traits that, like, if you're in a relationship and this is happening, leave now. I'm not saying someone can't change. They can, but they need to change alone. And you can get back together with them if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So, like, this is what I'm saying. Gosh. These things are non-negotiable. This is what I'm saying. Non-negotiable. If these things are happening to you, you leave. You don't wait for these things to change. People can change, right? But you're not sticking around to wait for it. You need to leave. And if they do change and you see that, perfect. Then you try it again. But I just see so many people like staying in these toxic relationships, and that's what I'm trying to get to, the toxic controversies, because people like they glorify like bad relationships because they say this is the person meant for me because we both feel like this. No, it's like you guys both feel like that because you're trauma bonded or you're insecure. Like, that's not why. Like, this is not a perfect relationship. So let's just get with the toxic traits. I gotta get a move on. If you feel like you're walking on eggshells around them and you can't even be yourself or talk about what you want to talk about, leave. Get the hell out. Why are you still there? You should be able to talk to your person about anything without feeling like you're gonna hurt their feelings or you're scared of they're gonna get mad at you, or like that itself is like, what are you even doing? And I know you can have like so much love for a person, but if anything like this is happening where you can't even be yourself, what is the point? I'm sorry, what's the point? The point is you probably are too scared to break up with them and you're really sad and like love them so much. Yeah, so is everyone else. Everyone's going through the same thing. So just leave if this is happening to you. Controlling. Yes, so if they're controlling. If they're controlling where you go, what you wear, who you hang out with, who your friends are, you gotta go. You gotta let them go. Even if it's their insecurity, they gotta work on that themselves, and then you guys can get back together. And what's that noise? I love that. They just decided to do construction right as I'm filming. It could have been any other time of the day, but these 30 minutes. It's fine. Especially what you wear. Like, if they're commenting, like, I guess it's to an extent. It depends on where you are and where you're at. Okay, because, like, if I was secure and I was with my boyfriend and I went to a party and we knew there were other kids and other girls and guys my age, and I purposefully wear, like, hardly anything, it's like, how is that going to make him feel? And how is that going to make you feel and the people around you? Because it's not making anyone feel better. Like, and if you are doing that, you're just insecure. I'm sorry. Like, I know you want to feel hot, but, like, if you want to feel hot, there's a time and place for that, like, with your boyfriend. Like, you can go out somewhere else. Like, it just depends on the situation, I feel like. But definitely, like, if they're saying those shorts are too short, like, you need to cover up, like, even if it's just you guys hanging out, maybe going to the mall or something. It's like, dude, what the hell? You can't do that. So, okay. Assumes you're cheating. If he's assuming that you're cheating in any type of way, it's projecting. Unless, okay, so this is where I'm like flexible on it. Unless he was cheated on before the relationship, or his parents had cheated on each other, or he saw a friend or someone really close to him get cheated on. That's where it's like, okay, there are multiple things that you've seen that, like, maybe you don't know what a healthy relationship is like, and it's hard for you to trust. So I'm kind of I'm kind of flexible on this, just because not all the time is it projecting, but most of the time, if it's happening consistently, and even with you like comforting them and saying stuff and they still are mad, that's when it's like they're projecting. But if they just need some reassurance, I feel like that's okay. Like, they've had some rough experiences in their life with that type of stuff, so give them a break. If they don't make you feel like a better person and make you want to reach your goals, this is very telling. Whoever you're with should be supporting you in whatever you do, not saying, no, don't move there, like, we're going to be apart if you move there. That's like, oh, like, then we can't live this life like we planned. Like, no, like, I have my goals, you have your goals, we can do them apart, right? So that's why I never get long distance relationships. And if someone wants to break up with you while doing long distance, it's just like, that's very telling. It's just, you're definitely not seeing a future with them if you won't let them go do their thing while you do your thing. Like, you should be able to, and I get, like, some people are at the age where they're like, it's not that serious. Like, I was just dating him for a little bit and, like, we're gonna break up and meet other people. Okay, good. But, like, if you're in a serious relationship and you can't do long distance, like, you've been dating for 3 years and you're not gonna do long distance, it's just like, you never saw it going anywhere anyways, because not all the time are you gonna be together, you know? So, okay. There's more cons and pros. This is a big one. If you're ever thinking about, like, if your relationship is right for you, honestly, write a pros and cons list, because it'll make you realize what things you can give up for the person that maybe you don't like so much about them, because no one's going to be 100%. Everyone has things that they don't like about the other person, but if the things that you don't like about them are so minor and inconvenient that it, like, doesn't ruin the whole picture, then you should be with them. But if those little things are weighing you down over the pros, it's like, that's when it's got to end, you know? And last one, this is kind of got to do with, like, does it have to do with control? I don't know. Making you feel bad for feeling bad. Does that make sense? I'm going to go into detail. I always say that. Does that make sense? Well, I'm about to tell you why it makes sense. If you're feeling bad and you go to them and they flip it on themselves, and then after the conversation you're left feeling bad, even though you were the one that came with the problem and you were the one with the issue and already feeling bad, and then you leave apologizing to them, that's just toxic cycle. Get out, get out, get out. Okay, here's some controversies. Oh, can I talk, guys? I can't even talk. I think it's because I'm hungry. Toxic controversies. Here we go. Having high highs and low lows. Because people think this is normal. This is not normal. This is not normal. You shouldn't have these extreme really good times and these really terrible, like, abusive times. It should be pretty, like, really high. Okay, we're not so good. Okay, we're like fine. High, fine. There's never, like, up, down. If there's an up, down, that's toxic. Looking through phones, that's, people are very keen, like, you should let your partner look through your phone. Yes, like, if you have nothing to hide, of course, like, it shouldn't be a big deal. But, like, doing it all the time, that's where it's like, it's become a little toxic. It's like, you're insecure, there's something deeper here, you don't need to be checking all the time. I mean, so It just depends on the reason. Like, if you're just like every once in a while, like, want to hop on each other's phones, like, you guys should have nothing to hide, so it should be fine. But if it's like checking every week, checking things, like, you don't trust them, what's the point in being in the relationship if you don't trust them, you know? Yeah, so basically, like, healthy relationships, you won't have anything to hide. You should listen to your friends and family about the relationship. This is the biggest one that everyone has a hard time with, because I hear lots of times people being like, you shouldn't listen to other people's perspectives, only you know your relationship, yada yada. Okay, some people are love struck blind in their relationship and don't realize they need to get out until someone says, hey, you haven't been happy for the last 6 months, like, what is going on? And then you maybe reflect and you're like, wait, okay, like, why haven't I been happy in 6 months? Is it the outside things? Is it other things besides my relationship? But most of the time, it's who you're spending all your time with is what's affecting you. So if it is that person, like, I just think people outside your relationship can have a good perspective. It doesn't have to be the things that you're going through. You don't need to tell people what you're going through and, like, the details of everything, I feel like. But if it's just in general and they can see how you're acting around them, how, like, the vibe is whenever we're together, like, especially, like, if you're living at your parents' house and say you're in high school or something and you're with this person every day, you're bringing them over every day, your parents can tell, like, your parents know you. They can tell how happy this person's making you or not. So, it's like, don't listen to people if it's, like, relationship advice, like, oh, you guys just need to do this, da 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 da. But if they can tell, like, most people can tell if you're, like, have a good relationship just by how you're acting on the daily. But most of the time it might not be about the relationship, but just that's when you dig deeper, right? Okay. Taking breaks and breaking up and then trying it again. So people are so hot and cold with this. Some people are like, no, if you break up, if you take a break, there's no point, like, why would you try again? Like, obviously you tried and it's, like, not the relationship. Like, that's not the relationship for you and you shouldn't be doing this. And then other people are like, a break could be good. You guys could work on yourselves and, like, figure things out before you, like, decide to come back to each other. I'm so in between. I don't know. Partially because, like, I want things to work out with my boyfriend, like, eventually. So I'm, like, having the hope of, like, maybe we work on each other, like, go on dates with other people, see if, like, this is the best. And if the best thing is to get back together, then that time being, maybe it will be, you know? But, like, I don't know, you know? This one's so tough because it's like, you can only try so many times before you realize that's, like, not what you want. But, like, if you guys have literally done everything, taken so many breaks, and it's still not working, I just think, like, yeah, like, what's the point to keep trying? Sometimes it's just a compatibility thing. It's not even, like, maybe you guys made each other better and, like, everything's perfect, but that's just not your person, you know? So I'm a firm believer in keep going back until it doesn't work, because then you guys, every time you go back or you take the break and then go back, like, you realize more and more things on why this just might not work, you know? That's all the advice I have for you guys today. Only went over a little bit, so it's okay. That was a freaking mouthful. See, I can't even talk. My brain's freaking fried after that. Like, that hurt my brain to talk about all of that. I've never done so much thinking in, like, 30 minutes. I'm being for real. Like, school right now is a little bit too easy for me. I'm gonna have to add a class. Here I am yapping again about freaking nothing. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you on Monday. Yeah, we'll see you on Monday. I'll have some more insight to the breakup and stuff. I'm not going to spill the beans on whatever, but I'm going to talk about some of it. So yeah, excited to deal with that one. Hopefully I don't burst out crying. I won't. I'm staying strong for at least 30 minutes a day, right? Okay, shut up. Bye, losers.